Welcome inside the Cherry Bowl in Rockford, Illinois for the finals of the PWBA Women's Collegiate Shootout. Competition begins tonight with a breakthrough game featuring the number 5 qualifier from Wichita State, Jodie Riddell. Number 4 qualifier from Indiana State, Jocelyn Stutz. And number 3, also from Wichita State, Shannon Sellens. The one with the highest score will break through to take on Jennifer Petrick from Stark State in Canton, Ohio. And the winner of that match will face the top seed from the University of Nebraska, Shannon Pluhowsky, for the championship. Hello, everyone. I'm Jan Schmidt, along with Carolyn Dorin-Ballard. Thanks for joining us. Carolyn, this event last year was a doubles event. The pros and college bowlers combined as a team. This year, a little bit different format.
Yes, the collegiate players and the pros still bowl together side by side, but our scores were individual this year. So really, it was kind of like the doubles atmosphere, but our scores just counted individually, but we still had a great time.
It was a great atmosphere for all. And one of the ladies that really took advantage of it, our number 1 qualifier, Shannon Pluhowsky, led second place by over 600 pins.
In the world of the PWBA, one of the ultimate honors is to be Player of the Year. In the amateur world of bowling, one of the goals of many is to be the United States amateur champion. Shannon hasn't only done this once. She's done it twice, winning the tournament in 2001 and 2003. She came here this week and showed everybody what she was all about by leading everyone by almost 10 pins per game. I hope after she graduates from the University of Nebraska, we see her out on the PWBA tour because she's a very talented left-hander.
Well, we hope to see her as well. And right now, she'll sit in the wings and wait. We're ready for our opening match. It'll be the breakthrough game. Okay, these 3 ladies will start the PWBA Women's Collegiate Shootout. Shannon Sellens will be first up from Wichita State. 20 years old, a communications major.
Push, 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 push. All right.
Calling for push, needed it. Fortunate to leave just a 4-pin.
Yeah, you can go before me. Yeah.
Shannon had some experience last year making the telecast with Kathy Doran Lizzie. I almost forgot her name. So she's used to this spotlight.
Here's Jodie Riddell. Jodie from Wichita State. She's 23 years old. And another 4-pin.
Good shot. Go get it.
And, oh, I thought she missed that.
Yeah.
Jodie will try and cover it a little firmer. There we go. Okay, 2 spares underway, and a first look at Jocelyn Stutz, 20 years old, from Indiana State, a marketing major.
Come on. Yeah. Right.
Asking it to come on, and she blows the rack.
So it was interesting, as you mentioned, Carolyn, the ladies qualified. You see a 187 average to make the show for Shannon. Qualified side by side on the same lanes with the pros, and in match play, they were on the same lanes with the pros.
All right.
Yes, wherever you qualified, the number 1 person qualified for match play bowled with the number 1 collegiate bowler who qualified for match play. So the whole time it was like the doubles atmosphere. Everybody had a great time.
So only a 161 average for Jodie Riddell on this pair.
Look at it.
Shannon leaving the 2-4-10.
Oh, come on. Oh, well.
So she takes just 1 pin. And it was interesting for these ladies to bowl on the lanes with the pros and bowl on the conditions that the pros bowl on.
All right, come on.
Jodie spares it up. Jocelyn Stutz qualified 4th with a 189 average. So these are very respectable averages for the condition that was bowled on, and another 2-4-10 on lane 10. Now last year when Shannon bowled with Kathy, it was a Scotch doubles or Baker every other frame, and now Shannon's all on her own out there.
A little bit of a different atmosphere when you have to bowl all 10 frames by yourself. A little bit, you know, your frame of mind is quite different.
2. 5 for 2.
She took just
Might
one
went
of
over,
those.
too. Didn't say which 2. Right?
Shannon, straight up the lane bowler, playing much further right than Jodie and Jocelyn. Goes a little bit high, missing left of her mark. Chopped the 3-6-10.
But even though it wasn't a doubles, a lot of the pros formed a relationship with their crossing partner for match play. And it kind of acted like a doubles team in terms of communication. A lot of those ladies stuck by and are sitting on the telecast along with these college bowlers just to lend a little motivational support. For Jocelyn Stutz, it was Kim Terrell who she crossed with in match play, and Kim is the official spokesperson for College Bowling USA.
Or slide.
There they are back in the back. Cara Honeychurch, Kim Terrell.
All right, get this one.
Trying to lend a little motivation to these ladies.
Cara bowled on the same pair as Jodie.
And these the college bowlers had nothing but good things to say about the pros bowling with them and the respect they developed for them and their ability. So another open frame. Jocelyn Stutz, back-to-back opens.
What this tournament also does is it shows how great the collegiate programs have come throughout the years, what talent we have now, scholarship programs that are available. I mean, the coaching is phenomenal. And these are the stars of the future. These are the ones we need to, you know, motivate and get out there and teach them all we can.
Jodie Riddell has the lead right now by 23 pins because she's been able to stay clean. And fortunate there to leave just a 3-pin. Shannon covers up the spare, and you're right, Carolyn. These are the ladies that we need to look to have so that there will be a tour in the future when you're far too old to compete.
Exactly. She wasn't sure that one was going to hook. Oh, don't worry. We knew.
Jocelyn finished 6th here last year. Very disappointed to have missed the show.
Right.
And this year, Indiana State University, they finished 5th at the National Collegiate Championships. So not a bad year
Good
for
job.
Jocelyn.
Sellens trailing by 22.
Come on,
so
come on.
is Stutz.
Yeah.
They're getting on track now.
All three of these ladies have a beautiful game, great styles, nice and smooth. Their fundamentals are fantastic, so hats off to all their coaches.
Brooklyn on lane 10 for Jodie Riddell. Jocelyn talked about singles versus doubles, and she said she liked the singles better, mainly because she was worried that they impacted the pros' income last year by bowling doubles with them, and that's what she told us.
I thought that was very kind of her to say.
It was. Very thoughtful.
Yes, it was very thoughtful of her, because even though obviously it did impact it, you know, all the pros had a wonderful time last year, and everyone was glad to have the tournament again this year.
Because in some regards, it impacted the pros on the good side as well. So we're midway through this match. Jodie Riddell has the lead by just 21 pins. It's 5 frames left. Don't go away. Championship round finals of the PWBA Women's Collegiate Shootout are being brought to you by the Women's International Bowling Congress, striving for 88 years to identify and fulfill the needs of women bowlers. By the Bowling Proprietors Association of America, serving millions of bowlers across the country. Bowl where you see this emblem. And by Pepsi, the official soft drink of bowling. There's a cute spare ball. We're back. We're back in the PWBA Women's Collegiate Shootout out here at the Cherry Bowl in Rockford, Illinois. Jodie Riddell is leading. Shannon Sellens stepping up in 6th frame. She's working on a strike. She can take that lead down to 11 if she strikes here. Oh, nice shot, too. Went right at it.
Great thing about Shannon's game, she keeps the ball right on line, straight up the lane, great follow through. Good shot, ring 10.
Meanwhile, Jodie Riddell fell off that shot a bit. Hey, maybe she should fall off more often. Great strike there. She remains clean, and that's going to be the key this match. Shannon covers up the 10 pin.
Looks good going the line and then just slips right up out of the shot. But she gets the break and goes high flush.
Jocelyn Stutz, her collegiate average, 195. She said she hasn't been on TV since she was very young in a singles match, in some youth type of show when she was a kid. I guess I'd still call her a kid, though.
She said she felt very comfortable because she bowls league with Liz Johnson. And she said, Liz is so nice. She makes you feel at home. You know, and then out here, she sees her again. It's like no time has passed. It's just like old friends.
Come on, come on, come on.
Shannon Sellens just can't kick the 10. Jocelyn going to break. Great reaction there.
Textbook.
Ball just hitting the head pin very lightly, but takes them all down.
And she mentioned that was textbook, wasn't it?
All right.
Jodie Riddell now up with a strike. She leads by 22. She can make it 32 if she strikes here in the 7th.
Come on, make good shots.
She's telling herself, make good shots. Looks back at her dad, Melvin. That's her coach. She said last night, I owe it all to him why I'm here today.
Well, she made some good shots last night in position round to make this show. Jodie needed 2 strikes, and she put them right there.
She was on my pair position round, and she was focused and determined, and it was awesome.
That was to beat out Anita Manns, and an unfortunate error there on a spare.
Here's her dad,
Whoops.
Melvin.
Not what he wanted to see. Right now he's trying to get a look at the score to see what that did. Jocelyn Stutz covering up the 10 pin.
Love those 10 pins.
So Shannon Sellens trails by 10 behind Jodie Riddell. Jocelyn Stutz is 14 pins behind Jodie Riddell. So a very close match now.
Come on, ball, hit, hit. Yeah.
There. Finally gets that 10 out.
Come on,
Jodie Riddell is majoring in psychology, sociology, and criminal justice.
If you heard Shannon when she came off the approach, she said, come on now, get one.
Come on.
They seem to all still help each other out, the team aspect of it, even though they're bowling against each other, and that's really nice to see.
Jocelyn told us what her goals were earlier.
So 6th place. My goal definitely this year was not to finish 6th again. It was pretty hard last year. I just want to come out and throw the ball well, make my spares, make the best shots I can, get a good experience. And that was pretty much it.
And back-to-back missed single pin spares for Jodie
I
Riddell.
was like, oh, good start. Just kidding.
I think she thought she had that. So this match has really turned around. Jocelyn Stutz spares it up and finds herself just 6 pins down, but actually Shannon Sellens now has the lead by 1 pin and can make it 11 if she strikes here in the 9th and set herself up to be able to lock up this match.
Hit it.
Ever since that 2nd frame, when she started in this, the 4th frame, boy, she's made some really good shots and kept the ball in the pocket.
She just keeps leaving 10 pins.
Yeah. Come on.
Riddell trying to psych herself back up after those 2 open frames. That was a key setup shot in the 9th frame.
Come on.
Shannon just comfortably picking up her spares.
Do what?
Jocelyn will actually be going home to Buffalo and not staying at Indiana State. She said she's a homebody, really likes to be close to her family.
Good shot by Jocelyn.
That old chestnut.
She said she loves to bowl, and that bowling's the hard work, not her schoolwork. She's 3.5 GPA the whole time she was in college. She looks at me, she goes, homework is easy. It's the bowling I find tough. And I went, wow, that's not what a lot of collegiate people say.
Good practice.
Okay, so Shannon Sellens in the lead by 1 pin, but she's working on a spare in the 9th, so she won't be able to close out the match. Jodie Riddell could still step up and throw some strikes and win this match.
Oh, get up, get up.
Oh, she knew it when she let it go.
Seems like she got out of that one just a little quick. Ball didn't have the roll on it that she's had the last few frames. Gets out of it just a little quick. Didn't catch it, left the 2-4-5.
Jodie Riddell pretty much needs this first strike.
Looks like a good shot. Ooh.
Oh, and didn't push the 4-pin down.
Good shot by Jodie. It seems like she moved even a little bit further right. Ball comes up just a little sharp, leaves the 4-pin.
All right, you get it.
So this is a very tight match. It's definitely coming down to the 10th frame for all of the bowlers.
Spare.
She spares it up. Jodie Riddell could strike here for 172. Sellens can strike for 170. Stutz could double or strike out actually for 175.
Good shot. Good 4-pin.
Shannon really bowled a great game. She made some really good shots when she needed to, just never caught a double.
Hook, hook.
Calling for some hook. Oh my. Wow, 169 for Sellens, 170 for Riddell. So it's all up to Jocelyn Stutz. She'll need to throw 2 strikes and get about 6 pins on the fill ball. She's only struck twice this match.
Come on, baby.
Looks like a good shot.
Yeah.
Wow, an almost solid 8-pin. Wonderful shot.
Gets the ball out onto the lane. Threw it great. That's just a great shot. So whatever she did to adjust on that lane, it's the right thing to do.
She hasn't struck since the 4th frame on that lane. She had a 7 and a 6 count the prior 2 shots.
Oh, okay, work.
Oh my. I believe she dropped that shot just a bit, Carolyn.
I think she let us know as soon as it left her hand that she got out of it way early and missed a little left. But you know what? A little bit of hold, and she likes the result. She's holding her face. She's laughing. Hey, you know what? You need a little bit of luck.
Well, right now she needs 6 pins to win this breakthrough game.
It's Dave and her dad and her mom are here, Dave and Patty.
Right. She's taking some time, probably trying to dry her hand down there, make sure she gets a good shot off.
She looked at the score just to double check. Much better shot.
9 is enough.
Two very happy parents.
So Jocelyn Stutz survives the breakthrough game, shooting 174 to Sellens 169 and Riddell's 170. When we return, Jocelyn Stutz will will take on Jennifer Petrick. Don't go away. The Intercollegiate Bowling Championships in Tulsa, Oklahoma, where the Central Missouri State Jennies captured their first ever national title, giving them possession of the Helmer Cup. Many of the same faces were here this week, including the director of College Bowling USA, Brian Graham, who is now joining us in the booth. Welcome, Brian. Glad you could be here. And that was an exciting event. Any other highlights for this season?
We had a number of highlights this year. First off, starting out, we had actually a record number of members of College Bowling USA. New schools, more teams, more student athletes, just an exciting season. In addition, the NCAA named women's varsity bowling as a championship sport. We're going to expect our inaugural women's championship for the NCAA next season, and that's really exciting news because
that was great news. Yes,
great news for the industry, great news for the sport. It means more scholarship opportunities, more visibility for the sport of bowling. Just tremendous.
Absolutely, and right now we're ready for our second match. Jocelyn Stutz against Jennifer Petrick. Jennifer will start. She was the number 2 seed in the tournament. Took that over last night in position round. She's in business management and 1-2-4-6-10. Not the way she wanted to start.
No, Jennifer, I spoke to her while she was taking her practice shots, and she said she felt like to the right was a little bit tighter for her, and that she felt like she had to move even further right than she had played them all week.
She's from Stark State in Canton, Ohio, and they actually don't have a bowling team. But she is a bowler and a college student, so she was eligible to participate. Oh, what a wonderful pickup.
Gets the ball over to the left side of the head pin and gets them all. Happy with a little bit of a slap there.
Definitely happy. Jocelyn Stutz, who came through in that 10th frame with a big double.
Hit it.
Now leaving a 10-pin. And Brian, real quick, I want to mention, you mentioned the NCAA status, and this week for these bowler scholarship prizes are going to be awarded to the top 24, but Shannon Pluhowsky and Melissa Stewart have declined their awards in order to maintain their amateur status as recognized by NCAA.
That's correct, yes.
Okay. But at least they were able to compete this year because it wasn't the doubles format.
That's correct. Under new format, they were able to participate, but they do have to decline their prizes.
Well, let's hope they gain the experience, and maybe someday we'll see them on the Pro Tour.
I think those ladies had a wonderful time this week. Obviously, we have Shannon on a television show. She bowled really well this week.
Well, how about the future of college bowling? What does that hold?
It's very exciting. First of all, this next season, College Bowling USA is going to be working hand in hand with the NCAA to help develop their inaugural championships and help to grow that. Actually look to try to bring additional varsity bowling opportunities on college campuses across the country. We're going to continue expanding the exposure of college bowling, letting student athletes, high school age athletes know that there are opportunities that are out there.
And that's kind of sometimes the hardest thing, just to get the word out.
Yeah, it's really been a challenge, obviously, in the past. But obviously, there's a lot of growth in high school bowling across the country. A lot of neat things happening for both male and female high school and collegiate bowlers.
She had asked that ball to hit, and then, of course, said, well, I guess it did. Not what she was looking for, but Jennifer Petrick now up in the second frame. Her father, Joe Petrick, has always been her coach. Qualified second with a 191 average.
Great comeback shot by Jennifer. The pattern we bowled on this week, we have a wood surface, 30.86 milliliters of oil. The length of the pattern was 35 feet, and the type of oil we used was Prodigy. And what I'd like to emphasize also is there's a Guardian, full-length Guardian on the lanes, and what that is it's a protective coating over the lanes. Once the lanes get to a certain part, you know, of how many times they can be cut, Guardian is an option to put over the lane so that it preserves the surface. That's what they're bowling on. We also bowled on a sport bowling condition. It's compliant with sport bowling rules. And the Prodigy oil is new, and it is the best elements of both offense and defense.
Bottom line, it produced a challenging condition, but welcome. I mean, most of the college bowlers, at least the ones making the show, obviously talked last night about that they learned a lot. I mean, they learned about how to play different conditions, and they were able to watch the pros and learn how to move. There's a look at that scholarship money. $4,000. Brian, that's tremendous. That's great scholarship money.
It's fantastic. Obviously, the athletes really
Coming up light. And Carolyn, did you end up giving any pointers to any of the college bowlers? Did they ask you?
My partner, Jennifer, she bowled so good, you know, in the beginning of the week, and as the week went on, she just started to slip a little bit there, and I tried to just keep encouraging her, just make your spares, make your spares. But I got to be honest with you, she didn't make the television finals, but she really kept the ball in play, made all her spares. Her low game was like 160s, 170s, nothing really detrimental. And I think just she had a great experience, learned a little bit more about her equipment and how to play the lanes. So it was very nice.
So Jocelyn Stutz trails by 14 pins now. She steps up in the 4th frame. And 12 in match play, so she really had to do it all with knocking down the pins. Not a tremendously great match play record.
Slide out.
Oh, going
this lane
high.
doesn't like me. Protesting.
That was cute.
Lane doesn't like her.
She got a little bit left of her target. Ball cuts right through the heart. Leaves the 4, 6, 7.
Well, her biggest goal this week was not to finish 6th. She wanted to finish higher, and she's definitely done that. Jennifer Petrick is a 2002 Team USA member and has been a junior Team USA member for 3 years. So apparently they can be on both teams, junior and the adult Team USA. And I mentioned earlier Anita Mans, that Jodie Riddell beat her out at the Alberta Eco Star tomorrow. Anita Mans finishing up in 6th.
April Ellis, College All-American, and Samantha Wong, member of Junior Team Canada.
Christina Bain there from University of Kansas. She was actually the MVP of the 2003 IBC.
And Erin Landford was on the Central Missouri State Women's Championship team this year.
That's correct.
Okay, so big double for Jennifer Petrick.
That was crazy.
She has things going pretty strong right now. This lady, Jocelyn Stutz, told us last night that she has aspirations to come out on tour. She would like to one day turn pro. And is just trying to gather all the knowledge she can.
Get a couple.
She had a very open mind. I mean, she literally just looked at us and said, you know what, I'm probably going to come out here for 2 years and not really do very well, but I want to gain all the experience and knowledge I can. I mean, she didn't say she wanted to bowl bad, but she just was realistic that if it doesn't happen in 2 years, I know that I can get better and I'm going to learn from everything that I experience. Great outlook.
Run down.
Oh,
Or not.
wow. That's a pretty good shot at that. Normally you'd pick it up going to the left side of the head pin like that.
She missed a little right on that initial shot. Didn't make a very good shot. But, you know, like I said, pair to pair, I mean, she looks like she's going to make it, but the pin just goes right by the 7 pin. Pair to pair this week, the lanes were very difficult. You had to adjust rather quickly and really make all your spares.
There we go.
Yeah, that's
And
a
there we
much
are
better,
again.
much better shot, but the 10 pin not going down. Happy with the shot there. She shot her spares very well. I was watching Jocelyn bowl and did a fine job converting all of her spares, or the majority of her spares. I'm glad she picked that up right there. So right now, Jennifer Petrick has the lead through 5.5 frames by 49 pins. She'll step up in the 6th to try and get a turkey. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Downtown Rockford. We're across town over the Cherry Bowl for the PWBA Women's Collegiate Shootout. We're at the home of the PWBA. Jennifer Petrick up by 49 pins, can take it to 59 with a strike here in the 6th frame. Going high, leaving a difficult spare, 3, 6, 9, 10.
Just a little bit left of target. Makeable spare.
And we still have Brian Graham in the booth. Brian, how about this week's event? How did it compare to the doubles event?
Well, once again, it's a wonderful experience for the collegiate bowlers. They get a chance to compete right alongside and then interact with the professional bowlers. So just a nice experience. They learned a lot from this week. I know, as we mentioned, I was talked about, the lane conditions were really demanding this week. So they learned a lot about equipment. They learned a lot about transition. And, you know, the sport bowling condition just challenged them. They had to make good shots. They had to make their spares. Just a real nice time for everybody.
Jennifer made a comment about that last night. She said, my strength, I shot 200 over on that one night block to move up in the standings. She goes, yet I thought I was a pretty decent spare shooter till I bowled this week. And she said after this tournament, she was going to go home and really practice shooting her spares.
But that's a good point, that even, you know, when you bowl league and your conditions are pretty much the same every week, you have one way to shoot your spares. But when you're bowling in a different center, different conditions, and moving pair to pair, you really have to find sometimes an alternate way to shoot your spares.
Yes.
I know the collegiate players are very surprised. It was a lot more physically demanding and mentally demanding than they really expected coming into the event. And after their week, I just talked to some players today, and you know, they have a greater appreciation for the professional players out here on the tour.
Because last year in the doubles event, they only bowled half the game. As you see that Jocelyn Stutz will step up trailing by 33. They did the Bakers, so they only bowled half the game. They had a pro to pick them up, and really we heard a lot of those same comments, that it was a lot different than they anticipated.
Oh, toppling off the 7 there. Doesn't quite look like the ball's going to make it. Touches the head pin. No pin standing.
Now, how about the sport condition? Do you think that it helped the college bowlers, or were they frustrated with the difficult conditions?
They really don't get frustrated by it. The collegiate players, the ones that are competitive and on the collegiate teams during the season, they see it all year long. We utilize the sport bowling conditions at the IBC, our section qualifiers, and there's probably about another 10 or 12 events during the season, so they see it pretty regularly. And a number of the programs actually practice on a regular basis, so they're very familiar with it.
That's good. So Jocelyn Stutz with that double cuts the lead to 23 pins. Jennifer Petrick was 13 and 11 during match play this week.
Good comeback shot after going high on that lane. Leaves the flat 10.
She'll cover up the 10 pin barely, but it's another spare. There's a look at the first All-America team. Missy Bellander from Cal State Fullerton, April Ellis. We saw her last year in the show here.
Yeah, an interesting thing about Missy Bellander, she actually participated this year on the Cal State Fullerton men's team. And at the IBC, she was the men's division MVP.
That was exciting. I was there. She was the anchor of their team. And I'll tell you, the buzz from all the guys was every time she needs a strike, she gets it in the 10th frame. She was incredible.
She was money when she stepped up, absolutely.
Well, we hope to see her sometime in the future out on the women's tour.
She is.
Maybe the men's tour at that.
She's extremely talented.
She's going to do an Annika, huh?
Jocelyn Stutz now looking for a 3-bagger, an unfortunate break, leaving the 4-9. Thank you is right. Speaking of thank yous, Brian, you have a few people you'd like to thank for this event going on.
Absolutely. First of all, the PWBA. The staff and the players, everybody was just tremendous this week. A great deal of hospitality for the players and, of course, the College Bowling USA staff. The American Bowling Congress and Women's International Bowling Congress for their continued support of college bowling. Fran Deacon, our tournament director this week, she just did a tremendous job with the ladies. It's very nice working with her. Pepsi, as the official soft drink of bowling, their continued support of college bowling, and Cherry Bowl right here in Rockford. They were tremendous.
It was definitely a combined effort. I know there was even a reception held here. It was actually in celebration of tournament director Fran Deacon's birthday. And we had a reception with cake, and Fran kind of pitched in to make sure that happened because she wanted the college gals to be able to get to know the pros before they started, because it helps them relax and helps them have a better event.
Yeah, we had a similar function last year for the collegiate ladies and professional ladies, and it kind of breaks the ice. They get a chance to get to know one another and feel comfortable as the week goes on.
Well, while we're talking, you can see that Jocelyn Stutz is having a few bad breaks. That left lane really did her in this game with 3 big splits on lane 9. She'll go for 2, but it doesn't really matter. And Brian, I want to thank you for coming up in the booth, and thank you especially. You're the one who spearheaded this event, and it wouldn't be here if it weren't for you. So thank you very much.
It's a pleasure working with the PWBA. We look forward to doing it again next year.
Big strike, and so Jennifer Petrick defeats Jocelyn Stutz, and she'll advance to the championship match. She'll face the hot hand of Shannon Pluhowsky. Don't go anywhere. Final score of the last match, Jennifer Petrick defeated Jocelyn Stutz 212 to 144. So our number 2 and number 1 seed now match up for the championship. Jennifer Petrick will take on Shannon Pluhowsky. Jennifer threw a very nice game there in the semifinal match.
Jennifer has a great game. She's a great bowler. I was very shocked last night when she told us she really didn't have a college team to bowl for, that she just bowls amateur events and scratch tournaments. I'll tell you, if anybody's watching, I think the teams out there need to be calling her, because I think she's a great talent going to waste by not bowling for a college.
Exactly. And here's a look at Shannon Pluhowsky. Led the field, led second place by 652 pins. Not the way she wanted to start, leaving the 4-6-10.
Shannon also played mostly directly up the lane, further left this week. When they dried out, threw it a little bit harder. She missed a little right on that shot, left a split.
She's from the University of Nebraska, an NCAA program.
See Shannon here from the side. She pushes on her first step, 4-step delivery. Quite a bit of a high backswing, but smooth. Steps into her slide, but smooth at the end. Great follow through, great position at the line. She has a great game. Pin coming over.
Oh, fell off the back. Thought it was going to take it out.
I don't know whether she slipped on that shot, but she kind of pulled out of that shot. And she said, oh, brother, or oh, gee. So she knew, she's probably lucky to get 9. She knew something was wrong when she let it go.
You know, she had an incredible match play record, 22-2. I mean, we talked about the fact that she would have even made the pro show, but not really, because she needed those bonus pins, and she would have been bowling different people as she misses the 7-pin there.
She would have been plus 57 without her bonus pins. So she would have still made the cut on the pro side.
Yes.
But the bonus pins on either side, pro or amateur, you still, the 30 pins bonus is huge.
They were huge. This, sometimes even more huge on a difficult shot.
Another good shot by Jennifer. It looks like Jennifer has made a parallel move to the left. She told me when I was talking to her before she was throwing her practice shots before the second match, she said, I'm going to try to play that Liz Johnson shot. She watched Liz bowl a lot this week.
She's not doing too bad of a job of doing it here.
No, she's not.
That one a little bit left, but fortunate to leave a 4-pin. She told us she thought the conditions were very challenging. And in fact, you wouldn't know that this is her first individual match ever on television, because you can't tell.
No, she's bowling great. She's making some really good shots, especially later in the game when she had to apply some pressure.
She had a high game at 253 this week. And several of the collegiate All-Americans were here bowling in this event. April Ellis and Jennifer Driggs.
That's my partner, Jennifer Driggs, University of Utah.
Maggie Smith, Olivia Sandham from Wichita State.
Wichita State always, I mean, for years has had a great bowling program. Gordon Vatican has done a wonderful job.
Push.
Oh, called for the push, got a big push, taking out the 6-8.
Looks like she missed a little right again, goes a little bit high, but gets a break, gets the 6 into the 8.
She told us what she learned this week was to stay calm and make all her spares. You see the maximum score, 279. That was for Petrick if she were to go off the sheet.
She's asking the ball to push. Now, when I saw her throw her practice shots, it seemed like she was playing a little bit further left, more around the 4, 5, 6 area. She really hasn't hit that part of the lane yet. She hasn't. She looks like she's hitting more around the 7, 8, 9, 10 area, which there's no hold down the lane. Let's not forget, she's the only left-hander on the pair. She probably hasn't had any carry down.
So Jennifer Petrick is in the lead now through 3.5. She's got a big lead. We'll be right back with more action. The pros return to action next Sunday on ESPN at 1 p.m. Eastern with the finals of the Greater Memphis Open from Winchester Bowl. Marion DeRupa will defend in the city of Memphis. Last year she won the Miller High Life National Players Championship, so make sure to tune in for that. And we're back in the middle of this match through 6 frames now. Jennifer Petrick threw a couple of strikes while we were away. Shannon Pluhowsky left a pocket 7-10 and then struck in the 6th. But Petrick now in the lead by 74 pins as she steps up in the 7th frame.
And Jennifer is making herself a nice little shot out here in the 6th frame. That shot on the right lane, she hit her leg thinking, oh, that ball's never coming back. Missed a little right, blew the rack. High flush on the left lane.
Shannon Pluhowsky really not, she had a few errant shots, one bad break with the 7-10, but
just never looked comfortable from the first frame. You can see when she lets the ball go, she's shaking her head. She turns her sole the opposite way to get a little more traction. This week, there were a few times some of the pairs were a little bit slick. People were wiping off their shoes, using some shoe brushes. I mean, she does look like she's pulling out of some of the shots. She could be having problems with her footing.
Well, she really doesn't slide, Carolyn, does she? She kind of plants.
No, she almost gets on her heel and then to the ball of her foot. But it's a feel thing. She shuffles a little bit there, and, you know, if it's a feel thing, it could be off a little bit.
Her high game, 278 this week. Covers up, takes all 3 pins, and so now trailing by 87 pins. Jennifer Petrick well in control of this match. Still has a possibility to strike out and shoot 279. Her high game this week, only 253. I think she should have lined up off of Liz Johnson a little bit sooner.
I think she's saying, hey, thanks, Liz.
She's taking a breath there. I think she realizes now that this match is pretty much history as she leads by 97 pins with 2 frames to bowl.
That's also showing you how much she was paying attention this week, watching some of the pros bowl, watching other bowlers, and realizing where she needed to be.
Exactly. And she definitely has a little bit of room there to play. Shannon Pluhowsky will represent U.S. in the Pan America Games.
She finally got that one a little further left, but she still didn't like it. I'm not sure she has a feel or liked her ball reaction. Looks like she's trying to just fit it in there. Shannon's still a great bowler, has a lot of credentials behind her, and I think she'll be a great representative.
Definitely. So Jennifer Petrick actually takes home the PWBA Women's Collegiate Shootout. We'll be back in just a moment, and we will talk with her, so stay with us. The championship round finals of the PWBA Women's Collegiate Shootout are being brought to you by the Women's International Bowling Congress, striving for 88 years to identify and fulfill the needs of women bowlers. By College Bowling USA, offering intercollegiate bowling programs at more than 170 colleges nationwide. And by bowlersparadise.com, the official online pro shop of the Professional Women's Bowling Association. Final score of the championship match, Jennifer Petrick 243 to Shannon Pluhowsky's 150. And there is your champion of the PWBA Women's Collegiate Shootout, Jennifer Petrick. And Jennifer, there's some beautiful flowers coming in from WIBC Director Darlene Baker.
Thank you. Jennifer, on behalf of WIBC, I'd like to present these to you. Great bowling all week and congratulations.
And a wonderful trophy, Brian Graham, Director of College Bowling USA.
Jennifer, on behalf of College Bowling USA, congratulate you. Great week of bowling.
Thank you.
Well, I'd just like to thank WIBC for sponsoring this event, College Bowling for sponsoring the event, and Pepsi and all the other sponsors involved in making this happen. And I'd also like to make a special thank you to my dad and #1 buddy for driving me all the way out here and putting up with me for the week. And happy Father's Day.
Carolyn, you have a question for Jennifer?
Jennifer, you had to bowl against some of the best collegiate bowlers in the country. You bowled fantastic. What was your game plan today?
Well, I kind of know my game and my limits, what I can and can't do, so I just kind of came out here with confidence, knowing what I can do, and just kind of tried to do my battle plan over and over again, and that's all the more I could do.
Great bowling.
Congratulations again to Jennifer Petrick, champion of the PWBA Women's Collegiate Shootout. Tune in to ESPN Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern for the finals of the Greater Memphis Open from Winchester Bowl. For Carolyn, Dorin-Ballard, I'm Jan Schmidt. We hope you enjoyed seeing some of the future stars of the sport. So long from the Cherry Bowl. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more, log on to ESPN.com.